good, fam. How bright am I shining? Huh? Pretty good. Yeah, looking fabulous. Anyway, woo, let's get back centered. So yeah, I'm feeling inspired again to share something like, you know, the goddess. I think is not revered still in the world enough. You know, because the goddess kind of like is more mysterious. It's not as easy to see all the workings of the goddess, you know, to see what is more powerful or should be respected. Like, you know, in patriarchal society, the man, you know, as the preachers were seen as the people with all the knowledge, power, and whatnot, which the male does have the ability to project with, obviously, I'll mention the phallus, as many societies have basically worshipped, like Bacchanalian, if you know the culture in Latin, Italy, so to speak. Originally, what was the Roman Empire? They worshipped Bacchus as the god of revelry, partying, which was originally like the god Jesus, right, or the their version of Jesus, and basically that is only the male, you could say, part, where the goddess isn't, you could say, respected or, you know, like I said, revered as much. And I'll show you right here, right here. There's been there was a huge windstorm. So when the windstorm came, it probably was gusting at like 80 kilometers per hour or something crazy. I think it was 1 year ago. And I remember that particular windstorm, and I think us humans, whatever you want to call our species, and I don't even want to call it a species, it should just be called a family group, Human basically means serpent man, or kind of colored person, as a hue is a color, right? And it came from the Magna Carta, if you didn't know. And it's a word of endearment and I think potential, as we learn how to control, you know, various parts of our body that are called chakras, energy centers, and doing, you can do visualizations with different various colors with each chakra, whether it's violet crown, indigo blue, light blue, as is the sky, usually a light blue, and then green for the center chakra of your body, the heart, and down to the solar plexus, sacral, and root, right? Yeah. Sometimes when things get crazy, when people are pushed to certain limits and people want to escalate things, and honestly, a lot of time I think it's for the better. Sometimes, like in nature, there has to be a kind of change up or shake up, say, in a whole area, a rooted forest. Maybe there's an area like here that needs new soil or the kind of new shape to the landscape that will benefit the ecosystem, right? To allow new plants to thrive, so to speak. And yeah, I'm just basically pondering, upon the goddess, and I think there's many facets that we have to do more research into regarding magnetism and these types of things. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I know, as a herbalist, that each herb has its own essence and its own kind of like its own energy and its own use, right? So I always remember that, don't take things for granted so much, and try to realize that there's more potential for, the use of, say, grasses. People that just mow their lawns mindlessly. Um, I guess to look prim and proper is good, especially if you have the money and the means, and for whatever reason you like mowing your lawn, then that's cool. But I mean, you got to think deeper. What is the purpose? And why not just let things grow? Oh, excuse me. I was eating some potato stuff. Anyways, let things grow naturally and suffuse more oxygen into the atmosphere and whatnot, because we need oxygen to live, right? It's the vital, centering energy of any creature that breathes, and just energy that goes around, that energizes the body, right? Um, in liquid form or air fluid form, right? So yeah, I'm just saying, plant more seeds, be health conscious, appreciate the beautiful things in nature, like my hair. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, even things like this. You see the cedar. See this girl right here? She's beautiful. This is like their hair, right? Nature's kind of hair, Mother Earth's hair and whatnot. And she wants to, share her beauty, at least partially, and, obviously benefit people in various ways and inspire people and, enthuse some and, maybe enrich people with a new vigor, so to speak. And yeah, there's always more to learn about nature and the things that you can use with regards to, like, even the barks. I'm not too big into using, say, barks like this, but it's very beautiful. You can see the different bumps. Sometimes they're like more ribbed or rigid, right? And you can use the parts that you can sometimes fold or peel off, like a layer of skin, and then the cambium layer is the expansive layer that grows as a ring each year. I think it grows a new layer, and then you can use that sometimes. As long as you don't use too much, then the tree will keep on growing. It won't kind of dwindle or something like that for a while. As some plants kind of have setbacks and go dormant and then come back later or something, if there's say a weather pattern change, or the solar cycles, as there's more solar activity, say, or whatever better condition. Sometimes various plant species, especially trees, may thrive better when it's more radiant of conditions, so to speak. And yeah, I'm just enthralled with all these trees, and I really recommend going to various forests. Not every forest is the same, so you can come see all the species, in their shapes and all their, you know, all their nooks and crannies and peculiarities, and it's very wonderful, and refreshing, of course. And I'll just keep harping on that, like forests, the oxygen level is like, for anyone needing kind of refreshment or healing, it's the place to be. That's one of the main purposes of me mentioning all of this information, is that oxygen levels on this planet are a lot lower than they were, say, 4,000 years ago. And a lot of that's, I guess, due to industrialization, and perhaps wars as well. I think wars has changed some things with the ozone, and obviously just the depletion of forests and stuff is a problem. Although I think there is a solution. I think if people really do take to heart the beauty of nature and want to have more creativity, beauty, lust, all the best things, lust as is the base, I'll call it the brown nature of things. You could call it, it's either black or brown as the base of, what roots various plants, and then of course upholds, the other more dynamic species like us and all the insects and more moving creatures, right? We could have like I don't like the word paradise, just more of a more just pleasant, refreshing, world that brings out the ebullience and the joviality and the best qualities of people, and the best abilities as well, which people have lost. And a lot of the patriarchy tries to keep people separated, and I can see through a lot of the stupid ploys and people living in delusions and living in like their own delusions of grandeur. A lot of the time, just because they may have like a piece of technology, and even if you have technology and things that make you think you're powerful, really it's just an inadequacy of your own ability to basically create, or influence people in a more productive way, even, and in the purest sense, because purity really is an important thing as natural law. As things come up, there's a natural filtering process, just like your skin filters the air and water, and the lungs do as well. And then now people are wearing masks today, like, because there's all sorts of weird things being sprayed, and whatnot. I don't like to go into too many details about this fucking fudging, spraying campaigns and stuff, like with the planes, and it's just wasteful, really. So many more things could be allocated to, like I said, planting more seeds, and you know, permaculture is one word for describing, bringing that kind of beautiful diversity of all creatures, of new mixes, and what am I at? 13 on? Okay, yeah, that's about right. 13. That's about how long I am when I'm most expanded. No, I'm just kidding. But just remember that anything is possible, and even doing all that you want, that is the best for people around you, is what you should keep in mind. And that's what a lot of society doesn't really teach the kids these days, is they just teach kids how to follow certain programs, which has its own merit and certain kind of organizational projections, but really in the grand scheme of things, in natural order, we want to have more cohesiveness and kind of a communal ability to just openly share that. That's why I think wearing masks and trying to divide society like that is really ridiculous, and it's actually kind of a crime of itself if there wasn't a kind of reason over, say, a virus, which viruses are weak compared to a lot of things in nature. If you look into nature, no tree ever really gets infected by, a virus and dies out, really. The only reason that would happen is for some kind of toxic substance to be sprayed on and whatnot. So as long as you're using the best stuff of trees, and in the herbal kind of logics, you could say, and wisdom, then you should really be well off, and fare well, be strong, stay golden, as one of my favorite songs says, stay golden, just like my hair. No, it's not really golden, but that's because my ex has dark hair, but that's another story. Um, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today, actually. Even if, and one reason why I mentioned the goddess is, you don't always have to, I'm going to say, penetrate a woman with your phallus to be considered the most powerful man. I think sometimes it's more so just your sharing of your own thoughts and ideas, and even art forms is more powerful and long lasting than doing the deed of, say, inseminating a woman, because really women, what I've learned to see is that women want to sleep around with various men, and even if you're having a baby with a woman, guaranteed there's some other seed in there or some other influence, and you may want to deny that and be anti-Christian or something, but it's just the truth. And what can I say? The sun shines, seeds came out of the ether, you know what I'm saying, in different packs and ways. And that may sound a little crazy, but you know, what is a lightning strike? Well, unless you've ever seen it up close, you don't really know. You know what I mean? Just like if you haven't seen a person do a double backflip in front of you, you don't really know that feeling. And I think it's a thing to be excited for, really, because I do believe in divine intervention and karma and stuff like that. How much pain you want to intend to someone else will be reciprocated upon you in an effective manner within a certain cycle. And cycles only go, sometimes some of them go very long span, but most of these days are very short. And the thing is, I want to mention, don't rush things. If you feel an urge to, you say, dance with someone, have that ecstasy feeling flowing through you and whatnot, then go through with it, as long as it feels natural and proper, right, in the timing and ways and placing, etc. But if, just sometimes being patient, as you see all the seed pods in nature take a long time to develop all their perfection and beauty. Like it's something like a gift to yourself to really enrich your own energy and your own cultivation of your fertility, right? And that's all I really got to say. I don't want to go, too bonkers and in depth into these goddess topics and everything. It's kind of getting dark now, so I want to just enjoy the sunset. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Stay healthy. Like and subscribe. Tell me how I should style my hair next. I don't know. I'm bored as AF. You know what I'm saying? Just talking to the trees. And one more thing too, like, as your body becomes more purified, not all of your body parts will be pure. As you age, some things are more like hard to control. So, but that's okay. That's, God will kind of like have its own influence on keeping you safe and whatnot. But you always want to focus on new creative kind of creations that you want, or encounters that you want to have. Recently I met a lady and she's very pretty, just having a good conversation. She's kind of like a goddess, but then again, in today's society, we're all wearing these multi-layered clothings which help us during the winter, but what do we really want? That's what matters most, and that's what I'm trying to shed light on here is that you can create what you want. It doesn't have to be a full circus that you have, or as a panoply to show to people, but just in your own experience to keep yourself energized and whatnot. That's sometimes enough. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing to be able to visualize the new beautiful possibilities and these types of things as spring, arises. And that's all I gotta say. Here, I'm gonna end it off at just after 21 minutes. So, give you a little panorama. What's around me? That beautiful tree. There's the sun shining over the horizon. Oh, excuse me. And there we go. Stay healthy. Enjoy the greens. Stay balanced. See you in the next one.